You stood in front of the mirror this morning, and something felt wrong. Not broken. Not dramatic. Just off. The length, the weight, the shape. None of it is doing what it used to do. That feeling has a name. And it is not about your face. You are someone who still cares deeply about how you present yourself. You notice details. You are not someone who gave up. That is exactly why this quiet frustration has been following you around for longer than you would like to admit. Here is what nobody tells you plainly. The wrong haircut is adding 4 to 6 years to your face every single day, silently, invisibly, and the right one reverses that without surgery, without product, without effort. The cut alone does the work. There is one specific haircut coming up in part 3 that a senior colorist told me is the single most age-reversing cut. She sees transform women over 60, and she said most stylists never actually recommend it because they assume their clients will not want it. You will want it. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work immediately. Today we are covering 7 rejuvenating haircuts to look 10 years younger, rich and elegant at 60 plus. And by part 2, you will want to stop this video and call your stylist. I mean it. Part 1 opens with the cut that instantly lifts the face. Part 2 covers the one that most women are terrified of, but should not be. Part 3 has that colorist's secret. Parts 4 and 5 cover the finishing cuts that separate polished elegance from simply having nice hair. Part 4 contains one specific detail about fringe that changes everything about how your eyes read in photographs. And I will not hint at it until we get there. If you have not already, hit subscribe. I cover this every single week. Part 1. The face framing layered bob. You have probably tried the bob before. Maybe more than once. And there is a good chance it did exactly what you feared. Made your jaw look wider, your cheeks heavier, and your neck disappear entirely. You walked out of the salon thinking the problem was your face. It was not your face. It was the cut. Here is the retention booster I want you to hold on to. This is the mistake I have watched confident, stunning women make over and over. And the fix is so specific that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The blunt jaw-length bob, the version most stylists default to, is one of the most aging cuts a woman over 60 can wear. Here is what it is actually doing to your face. When the weight line of the cut lands exactly at the jaw, it draws the eye horizontally across the widest point of the lower face. It flattens the cheekbones. It visually shortens the neck. And because the hair sits heavy and unmoving at that line, there is no lift, nothing pulling the eye upward toward those beautiful eyes of yours, nothing echoing your bone structure. The result is a face that reads as heavier and older than it actually is, even with perfect makeup and the most expensive products. Now, the fix is not a completely different cut. It is the same cut, rebuilt from the weight line up. Yes, that precise. The face framing layered bob keeps the general shape of the bob, but moves the weight line down to just below the jaw, then adds soft internal layers that remove bulk from the sides while keeping fullness at the crown. The layers are not choppy. They are not dramatic. They are invisible from the outside, but the moment the hair moves, the lightness is everything. The eye now travels upward instead of across. The cheekbones re-emerge. The neck lengthens. You look like yourself, but better, lighter, more awake. If your stylist suggests keeping the blunt line at the jaw, ask specifically for the weight to drop and for interior soft layers on the sides. Use those exact words. Weight down, layers inside, volume at the crown. That is your 3-part brief. The maintenance on this cut is every 6 to 8 weeks, slightly more frequent than a blunt bob, but the result justifies every appointment. Here is what I want you to remember going into the next part. The cut we just covered lifts the cheekbones. The cut coming up next does something the layered bob alone cannot do. It changes the entire shape of your silhouette from the collar up. And it is one of the most misunderstood cuts for women over 60. Part 2, the long textured lob. Most women over 60 believe that going shorter is always the answer. And honestly, that belief is costing them. Quietly, every single morning. The assumption that shorter means younger is one of the most deeply embedded style myths I have come across. And it is the one that sends otherwise stunning women into their stylist's chair asking for cuts that do the opposite of what they want. Here is your retention booster for this part. This is the cut that a stylist friend of mine described as the one she wishes she could prescribe. And the reason she cannot is that too many women talk themselves out of it before she can even show them the reference photo. The long textured lob, falling somewhere between the collarbone and the mid-chest, is one of the most rejuvenating haircuts available to women over 60. And the reason it works so well is rooted in proportion. When hair ends at or above the jaw, the eye is drawn entirely to the face. If there is any softness at the jowl, any fullness at the chin, the cut amplifies it. But when hair falls to the collarbone or just below, it creates a visual diagonal, a long line that draws the eye downward and outward, away from the lower face, past the jaw entirely. The neck looks longer. The shoulders look more elegant. The entire silhouette becomes more elongated and refined. Write this one down. Now here is what the texture does. A long lob cut without texture is just long hair. And length alone does not do the work. The texture is what creates the movement. Light waves, subtle internal layers, a slightly piecewise end. These add visual dimension that flat straight length cannot provide. The hair catches light differently at different angles. It shifts when she moves. It has what stylists call a lived-in quality, which reads as effortless and modern rather than stiff or outdated. The common fear is that longer hair will look heavy or drag the face down. That fear only applies to hair worn as a single blunt weight. Textured hair with internal layers moves in a way that lifts rather than pulls. The texture is doing the visual work that a blunt cut cannot. If you are currently wearing a short blunt cut, and have been for years, I want you to try something before your next appointment. Pull up a photo of a long lob on a woman with a similar face shape, and hold it next to a photo of your current cut. Look at where the eye goes in each image. That visual information will tell you everything you need to know. If you are growing toward a long lob, ask your stylist for interior layers only during the grow-out phase. This keeps the shape from looking shapeless while the length develops. There is something coming up in the next part that I genuinely did not expect to be as impactful as it is. A senior colorist told me that this specific cut, more than any color treatment, more than any styling product, is the one that produces the most visible shift in apparent age. Most stylists never suggest it. That is next. Part 3. The soft shag with curtain fringe. I want to tell you exactly what I heard in that conversation. I was speaking with a colorist who has worked with women over 60 for more than 2 decades. She has seen every trend cycle through and back again. And when I asked her which single cut produces the most dramatic age-reversing result, not color, not treatment, just the cut, she did not hesitate. She said, "The soft shag with curtain fringe." Then she paused and said, "And I rarely suggest it because most women hear shag and picture the 70s. They shut down before I can show them what it actually looks like now." That is the reason you have probably never been offered this cut. Not because it would not work on you, because the word scared everyone off. Here is your retention booster. This is the one that changes the shape of the entire face from the hairline down. And it does it without a single product applied. The soft shag works differently from every other cut on this list, because it operates on multiple levels of the hair simultaneously. Short layers at the crown create volume and height, lifting the face upward. Mid-length layers at the sides remove bulk and create movement that draws the eye away from the jaw. The ends are textured with a technique called point cutting, which removes weight without removing length, leaving a result that looks deliberately effortless. This one is everything. Now, the curtain fringe is the second half of what makes this cut exceptional for women over 60. A curtain fringe is parted gently down the center and falls softly on either side of the face, usually to just above or just below the brow. It is not a blunt fringe. It is not a heavy fringe. It is a light, open, face-framing fringe that does one specific thing nothing else in hairstyling can replicate. It draws the eye immediately to the upper face. When the viewer's eye goes to the forehead and the brow area first, the entire read of the face shifts upward. The eyes appear more prominent. The cheekbones catch light differently. The jaw recedes visually because it is no longer the first thing seen. It is a compositional trick, the same one portrait photographers use. And the curtain fringe delivers it without a single lighting adjustment. The maintenance on this cut is every 8 weeks for the fringe, and every 10 to 12 for the shag layers. If you are concerned about commitment, ask for a trial fringe only first. The fringe alone delivers a significant portion of the result and can be grown out easily if you change your mind. If your stylist seems hesitant, show them a reference. The words to use: soft shag, curtain fringe, point cut ends, crown volume, side weight removal. That brief is specific enough that any skilled stylist can execute it confidently. The next part covers something that most women over 60 are getting slightly wrong in a way they cannot see from the front. And it shows up most clearly in photographs. I did not expect part 4 to be the one that generates the most messages. But it always is. Part 4. The swept side part with invisible volume. There is something happening in photographs that most women over 60 cannot see in the mirror. And once I name it, you will not be able to stop noticing it. The center part. It is everywhere. It has been sold to women of every age as the clean, polished, universally flattering choice. And for women in their 20s and 30s, it often is. But for women over 60, the center part is quietly working against you in a way that no amount of product, no amount of styling, and no amount of volume spray can fully correct. Here is the retention booster I want to plant right now. The one shift we are about to cover takes less than 90 seconds to apply. And it changes how your face reads in every photo taken of you from this point forward. Here is what the center part is actually doing. When hair is divided at the exact center of the scalp, it creates a perfect bilateral symmetry from hairline to crown. And symmetry, while technically balanced, flattens the face. It removes the sense of dimension. It makes the face read as a two-dimensional plane rather than a three-dimensional structure with depth, shadow, and architecture. Your bone structure is extraordinary, and the center part is hiding it. The swept side part corrects this in one motion, moving the part just 1 to 2 inches off center. Not dramatically, not sharply, creates an asymmetry that the eye reads as depth. One side of the face is now framed differently from the other. The hair on the fuller side sweeps softly across the crown, creating the appearance of volume and height. The lighter side allows the temple and cheekbone to be seen clearly. The result is a face that reads as sculpted, dimensional, and genuinely alive in a way that symmetry cannot deliver. Now, the invisible volume component. This is not about product. It is about where the lift begins. Most women place volume midshaft, which creates a rounded silhouette that can read as dated or heavy. Invisible volume begins at the root, specifically at the side the hair is being swept away from. When the root is lifted on that side only, the crown appears naturally elevated. The hair seems thicker, the face longer, and the overall silhouette more refined. To create this at home, dry your hair and identify your natural growth pattern at the crown. Work with it rather than against it. Place the part on whichever side feels natural. That side will hold the lift more easily. Use a wide tooth comb to set the direction while the hair is still warm from drying. Then let it cool completely before touching it. The result holds for hours without product. The maintenance on the swept side part is zero. No appointment needed. No new cut required. You do this tomorrow morning. There is one more cut to cover, and it may be the most quietly elegant on the entire list. It is the one that reads as expensive without a single product, and it works on almost every face shape over 60. That is coming up next. Part 5. The collarbone length blowout cut with soft layers. Some cuts announce themselves. They walk into a room before you do. They read immediately as deliberate, polished, and expensive. Not because of the products applied, not because of the color used, but purely because of the architecture of the cut itself. The collarbone length blowout cut with soft layers is that cut. Here is your retention booster. Every stylist I have spoken to about cuts for women over 60 comes back to a version of this shape. The details vary. The principle does not. Length at the collarbone, softness through the layers, volume through the blow technique. It is the cut that photographs beautifully, ages gracefully, and requires the least amount of effort once it is right. Let me tell you why the collarbone is the magic number for women over 60. It is not arbitrary. The collarbone is the natural horizontal line of the body that reads as elegant across almost every body proportion. When hair ends at that line, it connects the hair to the shoulders in a way that creates a unified, elongated silhouette. The eye travels from the face down the hair to the collarbone in one smooth line. And that line is the visual equivalent of standing 10% taller. Your natural elegance is literally built into your frame. The collarbone length cut finds it. The soft layers are what separate a collarbone length blowout cut from simply having collarbone length hair. Without layers, this length can become heavy and drag the face downward, especially for women with finer hair, which is increasingly common after 60. The soft layers remove weight at the midshaft and ends without disrupting the overall silhouette. They allow the hair to move when the head turns, which is one of the most aging reversing visual effects in all of hairstyling. Still hair reads as heavy and flat. Moving hair reads as vital and alive. The blowout technique, the finishing component, is about direction of heat, not volume of product. Ask your stylist to finish the blow with the brush rolling inward and slightly under at the ends, and lifting upward and outward at the crown. That specific direction creates the smooth, full shape that makes this cut read as expensive without requiring any additional product at home. This one is everything. If you are growing from shorter hair toward this length, the layers can be started now. You do not need to reach the final length before building the internal structure. In fact, starting the layers during the grow-out phase means the finished cut arrives already shaped rather than needing a full rebuild. Ask specifically for the collarbone to be the target length. Show your stylist the reference. Use these words: collarbone terminus, soft internal layers from midshaft to ends, blowout finish with inward roll and crown lift. That brief is complete. Any skilled stylist knows exactly what to do. What I want you to carry out of this part, and out of this entire video, is that your hair is not the limitation. The cut has been. And now you know exactly what to ask for. Next time on Timeless Wisdom Path, we are going deep on the one accessory mistake that adds 10 years overnight, and it is not the one anyone ever expects. You just learned 7 specific, named actionable haircuts, and more importantly, you learned exactly why each one works and what to ask for when you sit down in that chair. Most women spend years figuring this out through trial and error. You did it in one sitting. Boom! Your bone structure was always this stunning. Now it shows. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 cuts were you either already wearing or secretly considering? I want to know if the soft shag with curtain fringe surprised you, because it surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it described. Next time, we are covering the one accessory mistake that adds 10 years overnight, and I promise you it is not what you are expecting. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.